It is a dark day in America today. Apart from the peaceful transfer of power from one president to the next president in our constitutional republic. I say it's a dark day because we know that following the inauguration this morning, Biden is sitting in the Oval Office, even now, doing what he can to roll back President Trump's biggest, most important achievements for the American people. But before we discuss that briefly today, I want to point out what I believe in listening to Biden and his mediocre speech today, his inaugural speech, and thinking about the differences between Democrats and Republicans. I'd like to share with you a quote from the president and his farewell address to the nation. One of the things the president said is, "This is a republic of proud citizens who are united by our common conviction that America is the greatest nation in all of history. We are and must always be a land of hope, of light, and of glory to all the world. This is the precious inheritance that we must safeguard at every turn." Also, in the president's farewell address to the nation, he talked about how the key to national greatness lies in sustaining and instilling our shared national identity. And our shared national identity is rooted in things like our Bill of Rights, our First Amendment rights, freedom of religion, of speech, freedom of the press, freedom to peacefully assemble, and the right to petition the government. Something that the Democrats want to put an end to when it comes to people on the right and Trump supporters. And now we know that people that are Trump supporters are being told by their universities that they will have their degrees withdrawn. We know that people that have worked for the Trump administration have been told that their degrees will be withdrawn. It's incredible that people have lost their jobs for standing up for President Trump. All of this is counter to America's heritage, to the greatness of America. This is what caused us to be a light, a beacon on a hill for all nations. And I thought when I think about what President Biden has talked about and what Biden and Harris have stood for during their campaign, is the fact that Biden today is undoing some of the great things that are a part of President Trump's legacy. And I just want to identify a few of those for you today. For example, the new president, President Biden, has now decided he is going to nullify or end the tax cuts that President Trump provided for the middle tax. He is indeed raising taxes. He is rejoining the Paris Climate Agreement, which basically costs the United States tremendous amount of money each and every year and goes to third world countries, which disappears in the corruption of those governments. Biden has also promised that he's going to end the corporate tax cuts that President Trump put in place, which will do what? Which will send corporate America back overseas. Remember those phone calls that President Trump made to corporate leaders who had businesses that were employing people all over the world and said, "Come home. You know, I'm providing a tax cut. I'm lowering the taxes for corporate America. America will now be business friendly." Biden is changing all that this very day. He's also now decided that he is ending any further development of the wall that helped end human trafficking, that helped prevent drug traffickers and Islamic terrorists from coming across the border. And we do know, based on intelligence information, I knew it when I had top secret clearances and did work for the government, that Iran has been busy for several years now establishing a deeper, larger footprint in South American countries, in Central American countries, and in Mexico. And together with Al-Qaeda, which now has a safe haven inside Iran, the largest sponsor of Islamic terrorism around the globe, Biden wants to reach out to Iran, and his administration wants to reach out to Iran. And of course, think about what that means. Under the Obama-Biden administration, it meant that millions, indeed billions of dollars went to Iran, which helped fund groups like Hezbollah, Islamic Jihad, and other acts of terrorism. The Al-Quds Force, it helped fund terrorism around the globe. So I think it's important when we think about how the Bidens are undoing the important work that President Trump achieved by putting America first, by putting you and I first, that we are going to have to work hard to get people lined up, ready to primary the Democrats in office in Washington, D.C., and in our own states, our respective states. Heard a little bit of good news today before I came on the air. I understand that a Republican in the state legislature in the state of Wyoming is already set and ready to campaign against Liz Cheney, who was quoted by Democrat after Democrat after Democrat on the floor of the House as they cast their vote to impeach the President of the United States. So I would like to just say it's really important that we pull together. The President has said he's not going away. He's going to be here to continue to help put America first. Something else he said in his farewell address, and something he said this morning as he said goodbye to the nation, as he left the White House with his family and landed in Florida this morning. So I would just like to say that we're going to have to pay attention to President Biden and the Biden-Harris administration. We know what Biden did in terms of selling influence and American resources to the Chinese Communist government and to companies that are controlled by the Chinese government. The real threat, Russia is a problem, but the real crisis is China. And we're going to have to watch Harris, radical California senator that is now the vice president. If there was going to be a woman vice president, I'm so sorry that it's her. Because this is a woman that has encouraged political violence and retribution against white America. She's very much into playing the identity card, the race card, as did Biden, even during the inauguration ceremony today. And she's going to push for more political violence, I believe, as the vice president of the United States. And it's going to be up to you and I, ladies and gentlemen, to watch carefully what's going on in Washington, D.C., and how that's affecting the nation. Because these people, these Democrats, the Democrats of the 21st century, want to punish the United States population that supports the right, the Republican agenda, which is in so many cases what the Trump administration was all about, and that is conservative Judeo-Christian values that really made America that light on a hill, that beacon to every other nation in the world today. Thank you for listening to the Denice Gary Show. And I want to thank my sponsors. Let's go to commercial break. Thank you for listening.
President Trump has correctly stated that economic security is national security. And in the Tehachapi Mountains of Kern County resides a United States defense contractor, Denice Products. Here is the Silicon Valley of the aerospace industry, right here in East Kern. Denice Products is a forward-leaning manufacturer and distributor of hardware sold to major defense and aerospace companies. We're talking about Boeing, Lockheed Martin, United Technologies, Technologies, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon General Electric, and on the list goes, as well as to every United States ally worldwide, including Israel, America's most important strategic ally in the Middle East. And for everything that flies, Anatase Products is providing the parts. And with me today is the president of Anatase Products, Scott Baker. Hi, Scott.
How you doing?
You believe this corner of Kern County is the hub of the aerospace industry.
Well, this portion of Southern California here out in the Antelope Valley, it contains, some of the most cutting edge technology going on in aviation today. We have some of the UCAS programs with unmanned technologies going on. We have Edwards Air Force Base out here who's doing continual testing in their area. We have the Naval Weapons Station up there at China Lake doing some fantastic cutting edge stuff, cruise missile technology, and those things are going on. We have Scale Composites locally doing a lot of composite technology, which is new. We have SpaceX, which is a private entity putting things into space now. This area is the growth center for aviation's future, and this is the area I think that as a nation we need to be concentrating some of our effort and taking this technology. And as we all know, with the space program from Apollo years ago, out of these technologies, we the private sector are going to reap some of the benefits of that.
Thank you, Scott. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Baker, president of Anatase Products. Anatase Products, located in the beautiful mountains of Tehachapi, California, in eastern Kern County, is home to some of the most innovative and specialized technologies in the world, including those at the U.S. Naval Air Warfare Center, Weapons Division at China Lake, Edwards Air Force Base, as well as Strata Launch, launching satellites capable of delivering multiple orbits in a single flight to space. And it is Anatase Products that has provided the manufactured devices, and the president, Scott Baker of Anatase Products, Marine Corps veteran, reactivated on 9/11 to monitor threats to the homeland, is carrying on a tradition of providing for the security of the United States by manufacturing every kind of fastener on anything that flies, as well as providing a full testing destructive laboratory. Contact Anatase Products, now in business for 30 years, at 661-822-6873. Located at 1314 Goodrich Drive in Tehachapi for your manufacturing and testing needs today.
I want to tell you about a place I love to go, Frugatti's Italian Restaurant. Very few locations here provide seating outside in front of a fabulous water fountain with an atmosphere that is reminiscent to me of eating outdoors in Venice. This is real Italian food by real Italians. And what makes it even more so is owner Ralph Frugoletti, who nearly a quarter century ago brought a wood fire oven from Milan, Italy to make, like his mother, fresh homemade bread and pizzas. Moreover, Frugatti's Restaurant offers you not only the very best in Southern Italian cooking, even importing the finest ingredients for authentic Italian food, including a fitness menu. After all, Ralph has represented the United States and Italy, competing in the Master Championship Games. He knows all the right food for good fitness, so check out the menu. After today's broadcast, run over to Frugatti's Italian Restaurant and Catering at 600 Coffee Road here in Bakersfield. And after a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday service, stop into Frugatti's for a great lunch. And for dinner, there is live music every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll see you there, and tell Mr. Ralph Frugoletti that Denice sent you. Salute. Buon appetito.